This is Force 13, Australia Oceania Channel with the latest on the tropical cyclone Oma, which is expected to move slowly southwest over the Coral Sea during the next couple of days. Abnormally high tides, dangerous surf, strengthening winds expected along the southern Queensland coast ahead of Oma. There are no warnings or watches in place. At 4 AM, Oma Category 2, sustained winds near the centre of 95 kilometres per hour with wind gusts to 130 kilometres an hour, located within 55 kilometres to 22 south, 160.5 degrees east, 960 kilometres northeast of Brisbane, moving south-southwest at 8 kilometres per hour. Oma is expected to continue moving in a generally southwesterly direction for the next couple of days, whilst maintaining Category 2 intensity, bringing it closer to the southeast Queensland coast. Oma's motion becomes slow moving and more uncertain over the weekend, possibly taking a more northwest track off the Queensland coast. Oma may still be close enough to produce direct impacts along the Queensland coast, even if it does not make landfall. Abnormally high tide, dangerous surf conditions expected along the southern Queensland coast over the next few days into early next week. Season swell are also expected to increase. Gale force winds expected to develop along exposed coastal areas of southern Queensland during Friday, well ahead of Oma. Severe weather warning remains in place for abnormally high tides, dangerous surf for the Wide Bay, Burnett, southeast coast forecast districts. Now this is the area under the warning, and locations which may be affected include the Gold Coast, Maroochydore, Moreton Island, Noosa Heads, Caloundra and the Rainbow Beach. Strong wind warning in place, Capricornia Coast, Harvey Bay, Fraser Island Coast, Sunshine Coast waters inside Moreton Bay and the Gold Coast waters. New South Wales Bureau of Meteorology has a similar warning for abnormally high tides for the Northern Rivers forecast district. Has a surf warning for the Byron and Gulf Coast, and the same for Friday. Strong wind warning for the Byron Macquarie Coast, extending to or upgraded to gale warning for the Byron Coast on Friday. Now we have a look at the latest Bureau of Meteorology's 12-hourly and 24-hour rainfall. It looks like a little bit of activity to the south of the Queensland-New South Wales border, possibly down to Sydney, only very light. Then the main area of interest is offshore from the southeast Queensland corner. And the picture has changed. Yesterday the total forecast rain showed quite a bit of dark blue, and the bulk of it is now offshore. And a little bit more green to the north of Fraser Island. And it'll be interesting to see what the Bureau says in the morning. Initial flood watch remains in place between Gladstone and the New South Wales border and including adjacent inland systems. Now we have a look at the life of the tropical cyclone. Dry Typhoon Warning Centre has it located 22.1 degrees south, 160.6 degrees east, 55 knots, gusting 70. They have it located 529 nautical miles northeast of Brisbane, tracking south-southwest at 4 knots over the last 6 hours. Animated enhanced infrared satellite imagery depicts a weakened system with weak convection wrapping into a broad and ragged eye feature. 37 GHz microwave image provided an excellent view of the lower level eye feature and provided high confidence in the initial position. The initial intensity of 55 knots is assessed with fair confidence and is hedged slightly higher than the subjective forward current intensity estimates of T3.5 from both the PGTWK-MES in light of a satellite consensus estimate of 61 knots. The cyclone lies in an overall a favourable environment with low vertical wind shear, strong poleward outflow. However, the system continues to struggle due to marginal sea surface temperatures just slightly above 26 Celsius and the larger nature of the central circulation. The cyclone is currently tracking southwestward along the western periphery of a deep steering ridge located southwest of Fiji. This southwest track is forecast to continue through the next 36 hours, and after which the storm will slowly begin tracking west as a strong ridge develops over southern Australia. And by 72 hours, this ridge moves up along the east coast of Australia, driving the cyclone onto a slow northwest track through the remainder of the forecast period. The cyclone is forecast to maintain its current intensity for the next 24 hours as the low vertical wind shear strong outflow offset the cool sea surface temperatures, which will hover around 26 Celsius. The system will then slowly weaken as cool, dry and stable air begins to entrain into the system, ultimately dissipating over water by 120 hours. Maximum significant wave height is 24 feet. And finally, in this latest update, the GFS total precipitation outlook, and it's available from the Pivotal Weather website. We will continue to bring the latest information on what has been a very unpredictable system.
You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com, our YouTube page youtube.com/Force13, on Facebook under the same name Force13, and our Twitter handle, it's @Force13 if you wish to get in touch. You can also add Force 13 on Skype and my personal account on Discord, Fool13, at extension 9094.